It's Lucas from the Live Show, and today we're talking about the difference between plant-based and vegan. Now I see this question on vegan Facebook groups almost every day because there's vegan, plant-based, Wfpb, we're gonna get to that later, and also raw vegan. So I get it that especially when you're new to the vegan diet, you can be a little bit confused. Now plant-based relates mainly to the diet, so it means that you're not eating any animal products, also not any animal byproducts. So it goes further than vegetarianism because besides not eating any meat, seafood or fish, you're also not eating any dairy products or something like honey. But it's primarily focused on the diet. So that's plant-based. And then vegan goes a little bit further than that. It's basically an entire lifestyle where any decision that you make in your life is based on trying to minimize the amount of harm that you do on animals, either directly or indirectly. So that also means that vegans don't go to the zoo, they don't go to aquariums, they don't use any skincare products that were tested on animals, they don't wear leather. So one is a diet and one is a lifestyle. And let me make it clear that I'm not here to judge anybody because sometimes in the Facebook groups you see the word plant-based being used almost as an insult, and I don't like that at all. Because you see it every day on Facebook. Someone is new to the vegan diet, maybe they've watched What the Health, they are super excited about the health benefits, they join a Facebook group on veganism, they ask a question that someone who's been vegan for 10 years or something might not like, and then they say, oh, don't call yourself vegan, you might be plant-based at best, something like this. I don't like that. That's the exact wrong way to approach it. That's the stereotype that people have of preachy vegans, because we should all embrace people's journey. We should all help them along the journey, and we should not judge anybody. For example, for me personally, I became vegan first because of the health benefits. I read the China study, for example, and a lot of other books, and I found it really, really interesting. And then it made sense not to eat any animal products anymore. And then after a while, I watched The Minion, for example, and I learned more about the animal agriculture aspect and anything else also. So leather production, all of this. And that made me decide to become fully vegan. So the main difference between those two is the diet and the lifestyle. But some people also make a distinction between vegan and plant-based because based on the motivation. So whether you go vegan for health reasons, you go vegan for the environment, or you go vegan for the animals, then usually some people consider going vegan for the animals to be real vegan and the other to be plant-based. I'm personally not that strict. I don't think that we should really judge people that much based on their behavior. I don't think that anyone is better than the other in this case. As a funny side story, when I first went vegan in the beginning, I went on a date with a girl who's been vegan for a long time. And the funny thing is that she told me that I should be ashamed to call myself vegan, that I'm maybe plant-based at best, and that I put a bad reputation on real vegans. I personally didn't like that. Of course, I didn't see her again. But that's something that you see on Facebook every single day. People are getting crushed simply for their choice of eating less animal products. I mean, we're all in the same boat. I don't really get the whole differentiation between everybody. We're also on a different journey. Someone who starts out being plant-based might eventually turn completely vegan. They're definitely a lot further along the journey than someone who only eats meat. So I don't really get the whole fighting on Facebook groups. I don't like it. And I hope that at some point people are going to stop with it, because it's really discouraging for people that are new to the vegan diet if you just join a group and then you get crushed by someone who's been vegan for 20 years or something. And to make things even more confusing, there's also Wfpb, which is short for whole food plant-based, and that's related again to the diet. But it basically means that you only eat whole foods and you try to minimize any type of processed foods. And for many people, that also means to minimize oil, sugar, and salt. And some of the people that follow the whole food plant-based diet don't eat any oil at all. And the last interesting diet to consider is the raw vegan diet. And that basically means that food is not heated above, I think, about 42 degrees Celsius, because that's when the enzymes start to die and they still remain active until that point. So instead of an oven, for example, raw vegans use a dehydrator. I personally really liked raw food. I found out about it about 2 years ago, and I love raw vegan restaurants if I can find one. Here in Berlin, unfortunately, we don't really have one anymore, I think. But the food is amazing. It's so fresh, so alive, so bright in the colors. So I hope you enjoyed this quick video on the definitions of plant-based, vegan, whole food plant-based, and raw vegan. If I forgot anything, please let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and see you next time.